guys, welcome back to Jeff and Chi Do. This is part 3 of our DIY laundry makeover video. We're going to complete installing the Benchtop and subsequently installing the Backsplash. Our new washing machine arrived. It is a front loader machine. We installed and tested the washer according to the manual, and everything was in good working order.
Kristen is very excited with her new toys.
It's your toy too. Next up, Jeff really wanted to modify the laundry tub. He just couldn't stand the metal backing piece that was sticking up above the sink. He didn't like the idea that the towel had to sit over the metal backing because it would be uneven. I disagreed with him, but I didn't want to argue. So he went ahead and he started cutting it with a multi-tool. About a quarter way into the cut, he realized that the sink was sagging and that metal piece was actually providing some structural support. So he stopped what he was doing, we cleaned up, and moved on to our next task. Jeff's brought the Benchtop back this week, and as you can see, it's not perfect yet because this house is not square in every way. There's a little bit of gap at the back, but that's all right. We'll have tiles on this wall here and it's going to cover the gap. But on this side, well, we can't do very much over there. In this front here, you can see that this is not flush with the cabinet, so we have to cut that off. And on the side, it's almost there. It might be just 1/2 mil out, which we can sand it down. So because we only get one cut and it has to be straight, we've set up a jig, a guide, and we've clamped it down, made sure that this distance here allows for the width of the circular saw, and we're really hoping that this will be straight. Fingers crossed. A bit of a trick here, how to remove sticker residue. You mix baking soda and oil together and then just apply onto the area. And I think just give it like 5 minutes before wiping it off. See? Pretty good. It's gone already. Now we're dry fitting the cut benchtop. And then I'm oiling it and applying polyurethane for protection. Once it's dry, we're ready to install the benchtop. So on one side, it's screwed in directly into the full height cabinet. And on the other side, we've installed L brackets to support it. So this is the Toekick for the cabinet, and it needs to be cut down to size. Since the Toekick isn't a structural element, we were happy to just glue it in place. So there's a bit of a hiccup. We had a laundry accident yesterday. We had water flooding the whole floor in the laundry, and it even got to the carpet. And we've been running the dehumidifiers since yesterday night. So what we think caused the flooding was the laundry drainage pipe got pulled out during its draining cycle, and that's because the drain pipe isn't long enough. To resolve that, we bought an extendable drain hose and some hose clamps, and we hope that's going to solve the problem. We ran the washing machine and it flooded again. This time, water got under the floorboards, so we had to remove everything, making sure it gets dried out properly. Then we reassembled everything. We even siliconed all of the corners and edges of the floor and ran the washing machine again. But it flooded one more time. Unfortunately, we had another flooding event, so 3 times in total. And this time we took it out and we thought, oh, we might as well just waterproof the whole floor. This time, Jeff actually witnessed the problem when it was happening, and it's no longer the drain pipe. It was a loose water supply line to the laundry tub tap. And we figured it got loose because Jeff tried to cut that metal back on the laundry tub. And it just vibrated the hell out of it. And the supply lines are threaded to the tap and they just backed out. So there were actually 2 very different leakages going on, and we've only arrested one. But this time we fixed both problems, took everything out, dried everything, and then put them back. Finally, we got the laundry back in order, so let's get back to work. Okay, so this is the skirting that I'll be installing in the laundry. It's the same one that I used in the bathroom. And just going to measure it up and cut it to size. So these are all the skirting cut to length, and I'm going to be staining them right now with this Min Wax Poly shade. I tried a resin one, but the color turned out a little darker than I'd like. We got a few samples for the Backsplash. We decided to go with the hexagon tiles. What was really helpful was to lay the tiles out that I needed, and then I identified where I needed to cut the tiles. Then I cut them on a tile cutter. So I'm going to be tiling today, and I've done some preparation here. I made sure to mask off all around the corners of the cabinets, the sink, and the bench top, making sure that the tile adhesive won't get onto them. I've gone ahead and cut the tiles, and you'll see that I've already done all of these trims. And that there for the electrical outlet, and I've laid them out like this so that I can come and grab them without having to try and think which pieces go where. So they've all been positioned, and now I'll just have to go and mix the grout and then come and pick these and start laying them on the wall. Hopefully it would be done by today. I've never done tiling before. All of this was learned via YouTube videos, and there are plenty of helpful and educational tiling videos. I do recommend you watch them. I don't think tiling is a difficult job. It just takes time and patience. I also added tile spaces as I went along. These are just to make sure that the spacing between different sheets are more or less uniform. Okay, so I've got the tiles up and they've had about 2 days to dry now, so they're all pretty secure. What I'm going to do today is grout in between the tiles. Now I've got this product here and it's a white grout, and I think it's unsanded because it's smooth. And what I'm going to do is mix this with water, and I'm going to color it with gold acrylic paint and some gold pigment so that it matches the handles on the cabinets. So I used the full tube of gold paint and also the full container of gold pigment. So it looks like it's only tinted the grout very slightly. That is the best I can get out of it. So I'm using a rubber float to push in the grout, and I do it in multiple directions to make sure they get into the seams. When that's done, I have to wipe off or squeegee the excess grout on the tile surface. And I'm just using my fingers to push in the grout in tight corners. Once the grout's set a little bit, maybe an hour or so, I started wiping the surface of the tiles with a damp sponge. So the gold paint didn't really work. It's not gold grout at all, but I think it actually matches the benchtop and the plywood cabinet quite nicely. So I'm not complaining. A couple of days later, I came back to the tiles, removed all of the masking tape, and buffed out the haze. Buffing this haze layer is simple if you add some vinegar and water onto your cloth. I'm going in and siliconing all the wet edges down here, there, and then on the vertical gaps I'm going to just give it a caulk so that it looks nice and neat. Same on this side and up there. And then I think the laundry is done. Because the caulk is so white, I painted over it with a similar color to the grout. And when all of that's dried, I sealed the grout and the caulk lines to make sure they don't dissolve when there's water. And with that, this concludes our laundry makeover. If you enjoyed watching this video, please remember to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and click on the notification bell. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you soon.